Question 1. Distinguish between measurement and evaluation in the context of classroom practice. The answer is, measurement refers to the quantitative description of student performance, e.g., assigning a score of 80%, whereas evaluation is the qualitative judgment or value placed on that measurement to make a decision, e.g., determining that 80% represents a distinction or that the student has mastered the topic. Question 2. Define the term test as used in educational assessment. The answer is, a test is a systematic procedure or instrument used to measure a sample of behavior or knowledge at a specific point in time, usually resulting in a numerical score. Question 3. Explain the concept of assessment for learning, formative assessment. The answer is, assessment for learning is an ongoing process where teachers and students use information about student progress to inform and adapt instruction to improve learning outcomes while the learning is still taking place. Question 4. Differentiate between norm-referenced and criterion-referenced interpretation of test scores. The answer is, norm-referenced interpretation compares a student's performance against the performance of peers, e.g., ranking first in class, while criterion-referenced interpretation compares performance against a preset standard or learning objective, e.g., scoring 70% to pass. Question 5. What is the primary purpose of a diagnostic assessment? The answer is, the primary purpose is to identify a learner's specific strengths, weaknesses, and prior knowledge before instruction begins, allowing the teacher to plan appropriate remedial or instructional interventions. Question 6. Define assessment of learning, summative assessment. The answer is, assessment of learning is a strategy designed to measure student achievement at the end of a detailed instructional period, e.g., end of term, to certify competence or assign grades. Question 7. What is meant by assessment as learning? The answer is, this refers to the process where students monitor their own learning, ask questions, and practice skills. They use self-assessment and reflection to become independent learners who can adjust their learning strategies. Question 8. Explain the term high-stakes testing. The answer is, high-stakes testing refers to assessments that have significant consequences for the student, teacher, or school, such as promotion, graduation, or certification, e.g., BES, WAS. Question 9. Define ipsative assessment. The answer is, ipsative assessment compares a learner's current performance with their own previous performance, rather than against peers or external standards, focusing on personal progress. Question 10. What is a table of specifications, test blueprint, and why is it important? The answer is, a table of specifications is a two-way chart that maps the content topics against the cognitive levels, e.g., Bloom's taxonomy, to be tested. It ensures the test has content validity by adequately sampling the subject matter and skills taught. Question 11. List 3 essential qualities of a good assessment instrument. The answer is validity, reliability, and usability or practicability. Question 12. Define validity in the context of educational testing. The answer is, validity refers to the extent to which a test measures exactly what it claims or intends to measure and the appropriateness of the inferences made from the scores. Question 13. Explain content validity. The answer is, content validity is the degree to which the items on a test fairly and adequately represent the entire domain of content or subject matter that was taught. Question 14. What is reliability regarding assessment tools? The answer is, reliability refers to the consistency, stability, or dependability of test scores. A reliable test yields similar results if administered to the same students under similar conditions. Question 15. Describe test-retest reliability. The answer is, this is a method of estimating reliability by administering the same test to the same group of students at 2 different times and correlating the scores to check for stability over time. Question 16. How does inter-rater reliability apply to marking essay questions? The answer is, it refers to the degree of agreement between 2 or more independent examiners marking the same script. High inter-rater reliability means different markers assign similar scores to the same work. Question 17. What is the halo effect in scoring, and how can it be minimized? The answer is, the halo effect occurs when a marker's general impression of a student, e.g., this is a good student, influences the scoring of specific items. It can be minimized by masking names, anonymous marking, or marking one question across all scripts before moving to the next. Question 18. Define usability or practicability of test. The answer is, this refers to administrative factors such as the ease of administration, time required, cost, ease of scoring, and interpretation of the test. Question 19. Identify one factor that can lower the reliability of test. The answer is, factors include ambiguous questions, poor testing conditions, noise, heat, guessing by students, or a test that is too short. Question 20. Explain the relationship between validity and reliability. The answer is, a test can be reliable without being valid, consistently measuring the wrong thing, but a test cannot be valid unless it is reliable. Reliability is a necessary but insufficient condition for validity. Question 21. Differentiate between objective tests and essay tests. The answer is objective tests, e.g., multiple choice, true/false, have a single predetermined correct answer and can be scored consistently by anyone. Essay tests require students to construct a response, allowing for the assessment of higher-order thinking, but are subject to marker subjectivity. Question 22. What is a STEM in a multiple-choice question? The answer is, the STEM is the initial part of the item that presents the problem, question, or incomplete statement to be answered. Question 23. In multiple-choice items, what are distractors? The answer is, distractors are the incorrect options provided to divert students who do not know the correct answer. Good distractors should be plausible to unprepared students. Question 24. State one advantage of using true/false items. The answer is, they allow a teacher to cover a large amount of content in a short time and are easy to score. Question 25. State one major disadvantage of true/false items. The answer is, they have a high guessing factor, 50% chance of guessing correctly without knowing the answer. Question 26. What is a constructed response item? Give an example. The answer is, an item where the student must produce the answer rather than selecting it. Examples include short answer questions, fill in the blanks, or essays. Question 27. What is a performance-based assessment? The answer is, an assessment that requires students to demonstrate their knowledge and skills by creating a product or performing a task, e.g., conducting a science experiment, debating, or creating an art portfolio. Question 28. Explain the purpose of a rubric in assessment. The answer is, a rubric is a scoring guide used to evaluate the quality of students' constructed responses, like essays or projects. It outlines specific criteria and performance levels to ensure objective and consistent marking. Question 29. What is the difference between holistic scoring and analytic scoring of essays? The answer is, holistic scoring gives a single overall score based on the general impression of the essay. Analytic scoring breaks the essay down into specific criteria, e.g., grammar, content, organization, and assigns separate scores to each. Question 30. Why should teachers avoid using all of the above in multiple-choice questions? The answer is, if a student identifies two options as correct, they could deduce that all of the above is the answer without knowing the validity of the remaining options. It can also reduce the item's ability to discriminate. Question 31. What is the rationale for implementing continuous assessment, CA, in Ghanaian schools? The answer is, CA provides a more comprehensive evaluation of a student's performance by considering their work throughout the instructional period, rather than relying solely on a one-time external examination. It reduces exam anxiety and allows for timely remedial action. Question 32. List the four main components of continuous assessment in the GES context. The answer is class tests, class exercises, projects, and homework. Note, group work is often integrated into these. Question 33. How does GES policy suggest continuous assessment scores be integrated with end-of-term examination scores? The answer is, Typically, continuous assessment accounts for 30% of the final grade, while the external or end-of-term exam accounts for 70%. Note, this ratio may vary slightly in new curriculum reforms, e.g., 40 to 60, but 30 to 70 is the traditional standard. Question 34. What is a cumulative record card? The answer is, it is a permanent record kept by the school that contains a continuous history of a student's educational growth, including academic performance, attendance, and health, from admission to completion. Question 35. Explain the importance of moderation in the context of school-based assessment, SBA. The answer is, moderation ensures that the standards of assessment are consistent across different teachers and schools. It involves vetting questions and cross-checking mark scripts to maintain fairness and validity. Question 36. What is the role of the School-Based Assessment, SBA, coordinator? The answer is, the SBA coordinator oversees the proper administration of continuous assessments, ensures teachers keep accurate records, and collates data for submission to the district or examination bodies, like WAC. Question 37. How should a teacher handle a student who is consistently absent during assessment periods? The answer is, the teacher should investigate the cause of absence, consult with the head of school and parents, and typically arrange for a make-up assessment or use valid evidence from other completed works to estimate performance, following GES guidelines. Question 38. Define item analysis. The answer is, item analysis is the statistical process of examining student responses to individual test items to assess the quality of those items, e.g., difficulty level and discrimination power. Question 39. What does the difficulty index, $p$ value, of an item tell a teacher? The answer is, it indicates the proportion of students who answered the item correctly. A high value means the item was easy. A low value means it was difficult. Question 40. What is the discrimination index of a test item? The answer is, it measures how well an item distinguishes between high-performing and low-performing students. A positive index means high scores got it right and low scores got it wrong. Question 41. Define mean and explain its use in assessment. The answer is, the mean is the arithmetic average of a set of scores. It is used to determine the central tendency or general performance level of the class. Question 42. What is the median score? The answer is, the median is the middle score in a distribution when the scores are arranged in ascending or descending order. It is less affected by extreme scores, outliers, than the mean. Question 43. What does the mode represent in a set of test scores? The answer is, the mode is the score that appears most frequently. It represents the most common performance level in the class. Question 44. Explain the concept of standard deviation in simple terms. The answer is, standard deviation measures how spread out the scores are around the mean. A low standard deviation means marks are clustered near the average. A high standard deviation means performance is widely varied, some very high, some very low. Question 45. What is a percentile rank? The answer is, a percentile rank indicates the percentage of scores that fall below a specific student score. If a student is in the 80th percentile, they performed better than 80% of the group. Question 46. Interpret a negatively skewed distribution of test scores. The answer is, in a negatively skewed distribution, most students scored high marks, with a few low scores stretching the tail to the left. This usually suggests the test was too easy for the group. Question 47. Interpret a positively skewed distribution of test scores. The answer is, in a positively skewed distribution, most students scored low marks, with a few high scores stretching the tail to the right. This suggests the test was difficult for the group. Question 48. What is a raw score? The answer is, a raw score is the original score a student gets on a test, e.g., 35 out of 50, before it is converted, weighted, or standardized. Question 49. Why is feedback essential after assessment? The answer is, feedback informs students of what they did well, what they didn't do well, and specifically how to improve. Without feedback, assessment loses its power to enhance learning. Question 50. What is a standardized test? The answer is a test that is administered and scored in a consistent or standard manner. Standardized tests are designed in such a way that the questions, conditions for administering, scoring procedures, and interpretations are consistent, e.g., WAS. Question 51. A teacher notices that a specific multiple-choice question was answered correctly by the students who failed the overall exam, but answered incorrectly by the top students. What does this suggest? The answer is, this suggests the item has a negative discrimination index. The question may be ambiguous, miskeyed, wrong answer marked correct, or misleading to students who studied deeply. Question 52. You are constructing a test for GES 3 students. Why is it important to include items from different levels of Bloom's taxonomy? The answer is to ensure the test measures a range of cognitive abilities from simple recall, knowledge, to higher-order thinking, application, analysis, evaluation, providing a full picture of student competence. Question 53. Explain the term validity evidence based on consequences. The answer is, this refers to evaluating the intended and unintended consequences of using a test. For example, if a test causes teachers to narrow the curriculum teaching to the test, it has negative consequential validity. Question 54. How can a teacher ensure fairness in assessment for students with special educational needs? The answer is by providing appropriate accommodations such as extra time, large print, simplified language, or alternative assessment formats, e.g., oral instead of written, without changing the core learning standard being measured. Question 55. What is the difference between speed tests and power tests? The answer is, a speed test has a strict time limit and easy items, measuring how fast a student can work. A power test has a generous time limit but difficult items, measuring the depth of a student's knowledge. Question 56. In the context of a new standards-based curriculum, NACCA, what is the focus of assessment? The answer is, the focus is on measuring the acquisition of core competencies, e.g., critical thinking, problem-solving, collaboration, and the application of knowledge, rather than just rote memorization of content. Question 57. What is authentic assessment? The answer is assessment tasks that mimic real-world challenges and require students to apply their skills in realistic contexts, e.g., writing a letter to the district assembly rather than answering multiple-choice questions about letter writing. Question 58. Why is predictive validity important for an entrance examination? The answer is, it indicates how well the test score predicts future performance. For an entrance exam, high predictive validity ensures that those admitted are likely to succeed in the program. Question 59. A test result yields a reliability coefficient of 0.90. Interpret this value. The answer is, this is a very high reliability coefficient, close to 1.0. It indicates that the test scores are highly consistent and dependable, with very little error measurement. Question 60. What is the primary role of the West African Examinations Council, WAC, in the Ghanaian education system? The answer is, WAC is responsible for determining examinations required in the public interest in English-speaking West African countries, conducting such examinations, BES, WAS, and awarding certificates comparable to those of equivalent examining authorities internationally. If you found this practice session helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more GS exam resources. Let me know in the comments which section you found most challenging so we can cover it in the next video. Good luck with your promotion aptitude exam.